Hi kids, welcome to a new weekly Science Lab video. We're moving on. Let's continue to talk about simple machines. In this case, the pulleys. A pulley is a wheel on an axle that is designed to allow movement and change of direction of a tight rope, cable, belt, or chain. In reality, the mechanical advantage provided by a simple pulley in itself only derives from the change in the direction of movement. For example, a pulley that hangs from above allows a rope to be pulled down, turning it into an upward force on the load. Thus, we can use our entire weight as a pulling force, which is itself a mechanical advantage. But it doesn't spare us from having to apply a force equal to or greater than the weight of the load. Pfff! What a rip-off! I mean, okay, but isn't there any way a pulley can allow me to move a very heavy object without hurting my back? Of course there is. Wait till I tell you. There is a famous historical note on the usage of the pulley by the Greek-Roman historian Plutarch, who in his work Parallel Lives recounts a scene where Archimedes proved the effectiveness of pulleys.
In a letter to King Hiero of Syracuse, to whom he had a great friendship, Archimedes stated that with a given force he could move any weight. Hiero, being struck with amazement, asked Archimedes to demonstrate. They agreed that the object to be moved should be a ship of a king's navy, for Hiero believed that it could not be taken out of the dock and put in dry dock without the use of great effort and many men. After loading the ship with many passengers and with the holds full, Archimedes sitting himself the while far off, with no great endeavor, but only pulling a rope, he lifted the ship in a straight line without great effort, taking it out of the water as smoothly and evenly as if it were still at sea.
So the pulley is a simple machine, but not for the reason any less formidable, right? We only have to unlock the main secret of pulleys to transform them into such powerful devices. They can be movable. If instead of having the pulley fixed and the weight hanging from the rope, we hang the weight directly from the pulley, it will behave differently, making the resulting force double the force applied. However, there is a price to pay. We will have to pull the loose end of the rope twice as far. So fixed pulleys serve to change the direction of the applied force, while movable pulleys also multiply the resultant force at the cost of making you pull more on the rope. Quite easy. By assembling many pulleys together, something called a block and tackle system is formed in order to provide mechanical advantage to apply large forces. The more pulleys are assembled, the longer the distance to be pulled, but also the larger the resultant force compared to the force applied. This is what is known as a compound pulley, hoist, or more classically, Polish piston. Let's test it on our own. Roll up your sleeves, for it is experiment time. On this occasion, I have thought it would be kind of hard for you to find examples of pulleys in your houses, so I am going to show you how to use the interactive simulation that I am attaching to this task. Well, in this simulation, we can see a single fixed pulley hanging from above, and a box that is the load. If you pull from the rope downwards, you apply a force that lifts the box, the load. In the right side there is some interesting information. For example, we can see here a graph comparing the distance pulled and the distance lifted, and we can see they are the same because this is a simple fixed pulley. We can also check that the weight of the load was 10 newtons and the force that we had to apply was exactly the same, 10 newtons as well. Now if we move to another type of pulley, for example a movable one, a simple movable pulley, the same load of 10 newtons and the same size of pulley, but now we have to pull from the rope upwards, so
If we do it and we lift the box the same height, we can see that now the distance we have had to pull the rope is double the one the box lifted, and at the same time we can see that the applied force is half the weight of the load, in this case 5 newtons. Now let's test a double fixed pulley. We're going to see how well it actually doesn't differ from a single fixed pulley. The only difference is that we can pull from the rope a little further from the load, which could be interesting in some situations, but in terms of forces and distance pulled and distance lifted, everything is the same. Let's move to compound pulleys. In this case, we are pulling from a rope that is connected to a system of pulleys. One of them is fixed and the other one is movable. And we can see that the applied force is again 5 newtons, while the load is 10 newtons. If we multiply the number of loads, the distance that we have to pull from the rope is going to be longer, but the force applied would be much smaller, in this case 1.67 newtons compared to the 10 newtons of weight of the load.
I am also attaching a video tutorial so that you can make your own homemade pulleys and experiment with their full potential with your own hands. In either case, building your own pulley systems or using the simulation, test the effects that we have been talking about. Do it at a rough guess and tell me what you observe. I hope you enjoy this activity. See you!